The food's pretty sparse. A lot of people are very hungry, and the women aren't given. They're denied access to sunlight. There's no physical equipment. There's no exercise equipment. There's no library. There's nothing to do, and they're not allowed outside. And there were quite a few housemaids in there. One of whom told me that she had been sexually abused by her employer, and as punishment for speaking out about it or for trying to leave or complain about him, he made a false claim against her that she had absconded, and that's why she was in jail. And she'd been there for 19 months, and she'd been denied a phone call, or she hadn't spoken to her embassy or a lawyer. She had no idea what's happening. She had no idea what was happening with her case. She hadn't even had a case. She just had a complaint made, and she'd just been locked up. And that's how women of colour are treated. So while there might be a conscious campaign to attract Westerners over with this pretense of respectability and Western values, I can assure you that the way that women are treated when you scratch the surface is appalling. Even for me as a Western woman, I'm telling you how I was treated and what I experienced. And then for women of colour, it's even worse because there's no media campaigns for those women. I imagine that they're still in jail now, and it really makes me feel sick to think that, like, I was once one of those privileged women that advocated for Dubai and posted on my social media saying how wonderful it was and how safe it is and how wonderfully we're treated. Well, when we say that, we're only speaking on behalf of ourselves. We're only talking about our experiences as privileged women. We're not talking about all the people there that are in modern slavery or that are in forced labour or that are sexually assaulted, or the women in my rape case that were ignored. So CID did let me out of jail, and I went back to the court, and then I demanded to speak to people again. And this is when I heard some of the worst things that I've ever been told. This is when they sat down and literally said to me, it doesn't matter that there is no evidence in this case. Men don't need evidence to accuse women. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter this case is wrong. It doesn't matter the evidence is missing. It doesn't matter anything you say. The judge cannot be wrong. And that's really when I realised that this is their mentality, and this is not going to change. I'm going to die in this country unless I find a way to escape.